this is Ian. Welcome to another video. Today we are doing another story. It's a very, very, very short story, and it'll probably mean this is a very, very short video, but it is going to be an interesting one because, yeah, if you guys were paying attention to today's stream as of recording, this is the 7th of April, and I mentioned that I had an idea based on something that happened. And here's that idea. It's basically a short story that's a fan-made story featuring Stampy and Alyx, his little corgi. Yeah, I just did it for fun. And it didn't take me all that long to write or edit. So yeah, it's a fun story. It's cute. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, I'll leave Stampy's channel in the description below if you want to check it out. I encourage you to check it out because it's good. But anyway, let's get to the story. Corgi and Negat. Oh. It was a beautiful sunny day without a cloud in the sky. The sun shone high as the morning shifted subtly into the afternoon. Stampy was outside in the backyard with his 3-year-old corgi named Alyx. The young corgi ran around the backyard, enjoying the freedom and exercise she had, while Stampy attempted to play fetch with her. Stampy had already spent about an hour streaming earlier, showing off his corgi via the Corgi Cam. Even though he hadn't played Minecraft in a while on stream, he enjoyed the support and tips he got from those who watched him, as well as the help the mods gave to ensure the chat was as lovely as it could be. Shameless. Shut up. Sqaishey, his lovely wife, had gone out to do some errands and wouldn't be back until perhaps half an hour from now. Stampy didn't mind, however. He was having too much fun playing with his dog. Alyx barked excitedly as Stampy went to grab the ball from her, dodging him expertly as she forced him to chase her around. Stampy couldn't help but laugh, knowing it wasn't just good exercise for her, but for him as well. Well, that changed when Alyx ran into the bushes, forcing Stampy to stop and push back the branches to see where she had gone. "Alyx?" Stampy called, only to hear excited whining as he stepped through the bushes and saw what looked to be a red and black portal before him. It was taller than him, with an opening that shone brightly with a strange white light inside. What was this? How had it disappeared? Was this door to a different dimension? Stampy hesitated, warning his corgi to stay back, going to grab her. However, she dodged him and ran right into the portal machine, whatever that thing is. "Alyx, wait! You don't know what could be on the other side!" Stampy cried as he went after her, stopping only a few steps from the light that beckoned him to go through. He knew something about this didn't feel right. Last time he had gone through something like this, Stampy's target had transported him to a mirror version of his world. He swallowed, trying to reason him with himself. His target couldn't be a part of this. He was a character in his world. Someone who tormented and trapped his character in Minecraft, in his lovely world. This was the real world. For all he knew, this could be something completely different. Besides, he couldn't leave Alyx all on her own. He had to go get her back. Determined, he ran back towards the house, snatching a few treats and a leash, knowing he'd probably need them to make sure she couldn't sneak away from him again. The last thing he wanted was to see the poor corgi get hurt. Once he had grabbed these items that he would need, he ran back to find that the portal, or whatever it was still stood just as he'd left it. He still had doubts as he stepped through, cautious but alert. He hoped that this didn't have anything to do with hit the target or Viva Dash. He couldn't be so sure anymore. None of this made any sense, but he couldn't leave his poor corgi alone in this strange place. whatever it was. He closed his eyes as he felt something funny in his stomach, like butterflies flying in all directions. It was his nerves, though. Something fell off as he stepped out onto what appeared to be a bedroom. A very familiar bedroom. Wait, is this? He whispered in amazement, looking around the room. It somehow looked nearly exactly like his bedroom in the Minecraft world. His lovely world. How is this possible? Had he been transported here? By whom and why? He tried his best to ignore the nerves that were steadily growing inside of him as he turned towards the table where, sure enough, there sat a cat. What? There sat a cake that he would normally eat every morning whenever he started a Lovely World video. How long had it been since he'd last done something like this? It seemed too long, but he was still waiting so that when it did come back, he could bring the best to his viewers, rather than in a laggy, bedrock edition world, minus 2 beloved helpers. Stampy eyed the cake, forcing himself to turn away. He knew that if he ate it all now, he'd feel sick to his stomach. In Minecraft, there was no issue eating a whole cake. But he knew the consequences in real life if he ate it. Maybe he could share with some friends later. He looked over by the dark bed, half expecting to see Barnaby, or even better, Alyx, lying on the bed. However, it was completely empty. Where was Alyx? She couldn't have gone far, could she? He walked out of the bedroom, heading over to peek into Henry and Hilda's bedroom, wondering if she found herself some friends in there. Once again, there was no sign of a little tricolor Corgi, what? Running around, or even sleeping on Hilda's large bed. Alyx? Where are you? The man called for his dog, starting to get worried. Sqaishey could probably be home any minute. What would she do if she couldn't find them? Would she assume they went for a walk? Would she even notice that they were missing? Surely she would after a while. He should have left a note for her, or at least something. Right now, however, he couldn't think about that. He needed to find Alyx and get her and himself back home safely, especially if there were dangers beyond these walls. Stampy walked down to the storage room, glancing at the floor in the hopes of finding some clue as to where he might she have gone. Suddenly, he could hear faint barking towards his left. Familiar barking. Alyx! He ran towards the front entrance of the house, slamming open the door as he looked outside, freezing in his tracks as to what, or rather who, he saw. Alyx, sure enough, was outside, bouncing around and yipping happily around a tall figure in a red and gold robe, wearing a gleaming gold crown on the top of his dark, greasy black hair. The figure was that of a man, looking down at the Corgi, perhaps with amusement and a little desire. Hit a target? The cat Stampy stammered in surprise. Ay. Causing the man to look up at him, his beady black eyes now cold and hard, his bushy mustache covering most of his green-tinted skin. What are you doing here? His target said nothing as he carelessly kicked the excited Corgi aside, taking out a bow slowly, a scowl forming on his face. Alyx, come here, Stampy ushered desperately. You don't want to be around him. I don't want him to hurt you. Alyx ignored him, however, still trying to playfully lunge at the villain, who looked more annoyed as he pulled out an arrow and gestured almost tauntingly towards her. Don't you dare! Stampy, as he pulled out a diamond sword he was surprised he even had. Maybe he had the same inventory as when he left. That would make sense if he was in his lovely world. The target smirked in amusement as he aimed a bow and arrow towards his nemesis. Stampy stepping back with uncertainty. He could try running for Alyx and make a dash for it, but he could risk getting hit or, worse, Alyx getting shot. He couldn't let that happen. He needed to protect her, just as he did with his other dogs. You think one arrow will scare me, then you're dead wrong, Stampy said defiantly as he lifted his chin high. You're just as much of a part of me as I am of you. I know everything you're going to do. I know even what you're thinking. I created you, and I'm not going to let you step in between me and my dog. The villain fired an arrow as Stampy dodged the arrow, barely missing it by a hair as hit the target as he lunged at the target and snapped the bow out of the surprised man's hand. Stampy rolled back to his feet, almost surprising himself at how agile he was at that moment. He looked back at his nemesis, snapping the bow and tossing it to the ground. What are you going to do now? Stampy asked, as he raised a curious eyebrow, without your main weapon in hand. The target looked nervously around him. Alyx still frivolously tried to tackle him excitedly. Stampy saw the look in his eye and knew that look just as he swooped down and grabbed his Corgi, just as the villain went for her. Why don't you pick on someone your own size? Stampy retorted. The target stepped back, finding himself only just from an extended sword. Oh boy. Alyx whined impatiently as the two of them eyed each other warily before the target finally backed away, retreating back towards his castle. Stampy lowered his sword, not wanting to follow him, knowing he wouldn't come back. Not for a while, anyway. He knelt down next to his dog, who looked almost disappointed to see the visitor go. It's okay, Alyx. I'm sure there are other good people to meet. Right now, we need to get back home. Sqaishey's probably worried sick about us by now. Alyx whined again. Stampy connected her leash to her collar. Stampy looked down at her with understanding as he nodded. I know. Right now, it's too dangerous for a dog like you here. When Stampy was certain his target wouldn't come back, his other dogs were safe, he looked around for what could possibly be the portal that had sent him here. Suddenly, he rounded towards his love garden, which was full of signs with hundreds of names of people who had done wonderful things to him and for him over the years. Found an identical portal sitting in front of the lovely waterfall. Well, I guess this is it for now, he said sadly as he walked Alyx over to the portal, looking back briefly at his world. I really do miss this place, and maybe it knows I do too. Alyx whined eagerly as he looked back at the world he had created so long ago. So much had changed since then, and he still felt it was only the beginning. He would return, though, for real this time. He just wasn't sure when, but he would know in time. Let's go home, Alyx. I'm sure you and I are both ready for a long nap after all this, he said with a chuckle. They both walked through the portal, walking out to the other side. When he looked behind him, the portal was gone. Feeling a little confused and sad, he let the Corgi off her leash and let her run through the bushes into the backyard. Seeing Sqaishey walk out with a couple of cups of tea and a few treats for all three of them. Sqaishey, you wouldn't believe what just happened to me and Alyx today, he said excitedly as she put down the items on the table. You could feel them smiling from ear to ear. What is it? Sqaishey asked him with a look of puzzlement on her face. Stampy told her everything that had occurred, leaving nothing out as he went on and on, adding every little detail he could. She was done. You could see there was a little additional bit of skepticism in her on her face. You don't believe me, do you? He mused with a smile. No, it's just... Never mind, she replied matter-of-factly, deciding not to get into it. Why don't you have it see and enjoy this cup of tea I made for you? Gladly, Stampy said enthusiastically, as he sat down and began sipping casually out of the mug he held in his hand. He was glad that he managed to get home, as he watched Alyx run around a little while more before lying at their feet. He felt content. This was definitely one of the strangest adventures he'd been on yet, but it was worth it. You know, maybe I should do something to do with Minecraft in the future, she said abruptly. It's up to you, Sqaishey offered with a shrug. Yeah, but first, I think both Alyx and I need a quick afternoon nap. He simply laughed, the previous events fading from his mind as he wondered pondered whether or not he should tell this story in a future stream. Probably not. Who would believe him anyway? For all he knew, it could have been all a dream. Didn't truly matter, since he still had everything he ever wanted. Even more, this was his home. A home worth coming back to. Anyway, that's the end of that one. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to let me know if you have any future ideas down below, or comments, questions, concerns, theories. Yeah, this was something a little bit different than what I usually write, but it was still fun to write because, it just dives in a little deeper on the more behind the scenes aspect of the lovely world rather than the lovely world itself. And yeah, I enjoyed it, especially with little Alyx. I hope you enjoyed, though. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Whatever video that might be. Bye!